history living in your blurred out light source. That's not gonna work, is it? Alright, let's try this again. I think there's something on my lens as well. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Honey, go away. My wife is trying to be funny, but not speaking loud enough for you guys to hear the joke. So how are you guys doing? Happy, Halloween, Bat, and Pumpkin. So, festive. How about you? What is up, folks? How are we doing? Apparently, I converted to Islam while I was healing up from the oral surgery, and grew a giant beard. Other than that, not much is new. How's everybody in here? I probably won't go back into chat. Let's just move forward together. I don't want to be back. I don't want to be behind the cool kids. You guys being the cool kids, me not. Oh, awesome. Ian, Atkins Nature Aquarium says, I went to the wet spot today, picked up a pair of Enigmatochromis Lucanusai, or Lucanusi? I don't know how to say it. Thanks for sharing where you got them. Of course. Fish Tropic, what's up? Careful Nature Design, how's it going? John Monroe, hey, welcome. Why do I have a little crown? I hate that. There's a little crown next to my name now. I don't like that. Anyhow. Lady Diane, hello. And, PJP, hello. Oh, thank you very much for reminding folks that I have merch. I forgot that I do have merch. I'm going to get more merch made and towels again because I had some towels and Teespring kicked them off there. Like, I don't know if they stopped making them or what the deal is, but yeah. Jen, what's up? Alan, what's up? You hear everything. Discus Addiction. The hardest name for Jason to say in the world. I'm probably going to screw up a lot of words. I don't want to gross you guys out, but I have no teeth right now on the bottom at all. So we're on the liquid train diet. But how's everybody doing? Kenny, good to see you, brother. Leah, what's up? Pete, good to see you, visiting from down under. Mark Von Wisco, been looking at your Medakas, that's for sure, buddy. You've been cranking them out. Vinosky Tanks, Lady Diane again, hello. Emily, what's up? Healing is going good. You know, honestly, I wanted to say this real quick. We're not going to talk about teeth the whole episode or whatnot. And sorry, I just came in the door. Thought I'd be home quicker. And one of the fish I want to show you guys today, I got quite a few new fish I bought some from the wet spot. From when I was down in Portland, they had an anniversary sale thing. And I decided to order some. They did it like a week after. So I ordered some and then talked to them. And because they had sent me the wrong species before, they swapped out and gave me some credit. So that was nice. So I decided that I'd buy a couple things. But we have some cool fish to check out today. And then I'm happy to answer any questions, comments, concerns in the community. I'm trying to enunciate. When there's nothing for your lips to push against, teeth-wise on the bottom, you can't say certain things well, your S's sound like you have something, I don't know, something in your mouth. Jen Yu, thank you so much. Thanks for being cool as hell, down-to-earth guy. I try. Yeah, I'll take my teeth out. I'm going to do the thing like in The Godfather where he takes his teeth... Oh, no, he takes a tomato and puts it in his mouth. Whatever. Same difference. Take your teeth out. Putting fruit in your mouth. It's the same activity. But, I kind of sounded like Don Corleone for a while there. I was like, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Come to L.A., You have a good time. You meet some people. You talk to some people. You live the nightlife. That kind of thing. But he actually put cotton balls in his mouth for the role and got drunk and he did a bunch of weird stuff for that role. But Um, so yes, you were in Top Chat talking to yourself. Yeah, I've been there a lot of my life, I think, Lady Diane. But yeah, I hate Top Chat. Hey, Patty. Patty's here. I wish I had that animation queued up. Like, I wish I had a copy of it. I'll have to get it. Um, I want to do one for, like, Kenny, too. Chris, what's up? So yeah, I got the teeth pulled. Went pretty well. It swelled a lot, and I just figured I'd grow out the beard, and uh, the hair's been growing out. But I figured I'd grow out the beard, and then like any swelling or anything with a mask and a beard, nobody'd know. And today I was like, oh, it's Halloween. I could totally stream with like one of those Phantom of the Opera like masks over half my face, so you guys wouldn't know. But I wanted to talk just briefly about that because I have heard, and I have to thank you all so much for the support, like the emotional support, the stories you guys have told me about when you've gotten your teeth worked on, or you had to get dentures, or you had a car wreck, or maybe you just have unlucky health with your teeth, whatever it is, or you had a rough spot in life and had no coverage, whatever it is. Teeth are, even if you have insurance, maybe $1,000 to $2,000 is all that gets covered of most dental work. That's one tooth in America usually. Like one implant can cost like 4 or 5 grand. And you have what, 34 teeth? So I mean 32 to 36 depending on wisdom teeth. So I just feel like people shouldn't be ashamed of their teeth, especially when they're trying to do something about it. They're taking the right steps in that it's not a sign of that they're 32. Alan, thank you. Alan knows for sure. But like they're trying, and it's just a shame that like we hide it so much, and like we have bleaching strips and like all these things for teeth vanity, also veneers and stuff like that. Don't have a problem with it, but I just feel like I even felt, which I usually don't at all about most things. I've had a lot of things that make me look bad, like injuries and health conditions and skin issues and stuff. Not to mention my choices in haircut or like dyed hair, mohawks, piercings, tattoos, whatever. I've always had things like that, but and hadn't let what other people think impact me so much. But teeth are one of the things that, like, in our culture, like if you do a job interview or you meet someone, or even if it's like dating, they're like an instant judgment that you can't take care of yourself, you aren't taking care of things, and you're a hillbilly or whatever. And going through all this, one, it kind of is humbling, but two, it's like, I see the path that, what if you just hit your steering wheel and in a car wreck? I had friends in high school had that happen, and you're in the months between fixing it, or you lost a couple teeth and you just can't fix it. So I just wanted to like shout out to everybody who's dealt with that, and say that it's I don't know, like that. Let's not be so hard on each on. I know it's hard not to have a first opinion or whatever, but like the lightning thing really taught me like it can all change in a minute. I mean, and yeah, that's true with so many things in life. But I'm really grateful that I got them taken care of, finally out. This is what sent me to the ER and the hospital in January when I got sepsis. Went into my bone, well, first in the root canal, then into the bone, and then into the bloodstream. And I had like 104 fever. It was bad. And then that bill was like 4 grand after insurance. So I mean, man, it's crazy that one tooth can cause that. So really stay on top of your teeth. In other words, if you're not, like, stay on top of them. It's no joke when you've got a tooth that's swollen. Like, get that taken care of. But yeah, having all of that taken out has helped my health has felt better already, in the sense of like just feeling dragged down by like a flu feeling. within the first 3 days, I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm not sick anymore, or like I'm not carrying this kind of unknown thing. Not to mention this tension in my jaw. So I'm hoping that it will positively impact my health. And I still do have, these are mostly crowns up top. And so I will be getting top teeth too. But it's going to be at least another month, if not two, probably closer to Christmas time, to get the bottom dentures, because they need the bone spurs and the tooth sockets that are all in there that are exposed essentially now, or at least have thin gum tissue. They need that to heal into like a ridge that's as flat as can be, or as flat as they could make it by doing a graft on the bone and leveling it out like they did. They actually cut me from like back here all the way to back here around the teeth, and then smoothed everything out as good as they could. Allison says, the tooth abscess is the worst pain I've ever experienced. Yeah, it's probably up there. I mean, kidney stones and sciatica are the only two other things I can think of that are like in that league for me, pain-wise. Yeah. Crazy pain. Yeah, Kenny said he almost died from it too. Was when you were back in the Marines, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's just, in any case, I'll get off my little soapbox, but J-Rock says, happy you got it fixed. I went through the same thing. I almost died. 32 teeth pulled in one day. Man, that's insane, yeah. I could have gotten them all pulled in one day, but with my lupus and inflammation, like the fact that I have an autoimmune issue anyways, I decided I'd do one set at a time, even though with YouTube and so forth, you know, I feel like it's a vanity thing, but that I should have just done it all at once and then had, veneers. But also, I'm not paying for the temporary. I'll get a temporary for 4 to 6 months until the implant's set, because they're going to do 2 implants in about 4 months, and then they're going to do a permanent one that has like a bar that clicks in for the bottom, then they'll do the top. But for the bottom, there'll be a temp one that's $1,000, and they're like, did you want a temp now for the next 2 months? And that was another $1,500 to have that made like quickly, like expediently made or whatever. So forgive me if I didn't have it made and I just have no bottom teeth for a while. That, and I am getting really sick of soft food. W. Marion, well, thank you. I'm glad y'all are here. Richard Reynolds, I had mine pulled dentures when I was 38 because of an infection in my jaw. Pretty much the same story here. I mean, I had all those micro cracks, and they were just kept breaking and getting abscesses. And yeah, after 3 years of trying to deal with it and thousands of dollars, I was over it. Yeah. Let's see here. Alan Tooth says there's a documentary on Netflix about the hazards of root canal teeth. It's very eye-opening. You can rent it or buy it on Netflix. I will have to check that out. Cool. Glitch Aquatics, what's going on? So I'm not oh wait, so he said I should be back to Oh, Kenny, are you sick again right now, or are you talking about the past, buddy? I'm hoping to get snaps. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to get. At least with 2 implants to start. And then when I have the money in a year or two, we'll get another set of 2. They said I'm young enough and I've got a thick enough jawbone that, like, they should be able to, like, they were actually able to level it off and cut extra off to make it flat, because I have a big old chin, apparently. Vizine, what's up? Alright, let's see. Jimmy P's Aquariums. Not that it matters, but did you lose weight during all of this nonsense? Yeah, as of today, I've lost 17 pounds. So like what, 9 days, I haven't eaten much. And it's just, I was in pain. I've been in pain because of my sciatic issues and also just mentally occupied, and they ran out of one of my meds that makes me gain weight. So between all those things, yeah, I lost like 17 pounds. It's It's probably water weight mostly, but you know, I'm not. Some people think I'm small. Most people think I'm small when they meet me. They're like, "Oh, are you like 5'8", 5'6"?" And when they see me and I'm like 6 foot, they're like, "Oh, and you're like actually okay. You're like 250 pounds and 6 feet tall." This is the heaviest I've been too, but yeah. So I do want to make that you know, it's just frustrating when it comes down to medications, though. Like when they put you on hormone replacement for all my for same lightning, pituitary gland, same thing. Um, the testosterone daily causes you to weight gain if you don't work out. Well, I can't do intense workout. I can do like yoga type stuff, but like the heavy duty muscle building, I'm not supposed to be doing right now because of how unstable my spine is from the lightning injury. So the spine surgery, that'll be a longer period that I'll have to be away from YouTube coming up. So that's the other thing why I wanted to tell you guys all this crap about my health. But then we'll move on to fish, I promise. Oh no. I heard you mention that you had that infection in your arm, Ken. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry it got that bad. I didn't realize it was like hospital bad or whatever, you know, like, oh man. Sorry. Well, feel better, buddy. I'll give you a call after the stream if you're up to it. Let's see here. It actually looks better now than it did before. I know, you can't really tell I'm missing the teeth that much, other than like the tongue's kind of looks like I've got a big tongue in my mouth. But yeah, I guess that's kind of true. All right, you made me feel better. Thanks. That's why I love you guys. All right, so let's look at some fish. Hey, from Dallas, Steven. Dude, Steven, freaking epic video. That rap, the live bear mosh pit, so good. So good. You had me rolling, man. If you guys haven't seen it, I posted it in the community tab, but go to his channel, go to Stephen P 2003, go to his channel and watch what he came up with. The editing must have taken him for freaking ever, dude. So impressive and so funny. If you guys have, oh, holy cow! Thank you so much, Alexander. Good to see you, sir. Are you down at AQUATIC, Alexander, or are you still in the Northwest with all of us rejects, us fish fam rejects that didn't make it down there? Thank you, though. You know, I did buy some Ensure, and my wife's like, drink your Ensure, and I'm like, never. You know, I thought I'd need it a lot more, but I haven't been craving much food. And I'm like, well, losing a little bit of weight is okay. And I've been trying to limit the Dr. Pepper and milkshakes or anything like terrible for you. So, yeah. Man, kale and Maramite blended shake food. Yeah, not kale for me, but I could do arugula. We'll do arugula smoothies. All right, guys. So Cheryl from Cheryl, California. Hey, just came on. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you. I am. All right. Let's look at some fish, guys. You looked at me enough for a while. Yeah. Screaming Fly Productions. Am I down? Am I down with the chat? Oh, you're still in the Northwest. Okay. Steven says, yeah, if he was at AQUATIC, I'd rob him. Yeah. There's probably plenty of people. Go get the owner of Fritz Aquatics. That dude's loaded. Let's see here. All right, let's look at some fish. Some fish. All right. Yeah, I know. My wife's making chili tonight, and I think I can eat that. The thing is, though, like I ate some meat the other day, like pork chops, which is like the dumbest thing to eat without teeth. And so I cut it up into like tiny, tiny pieces, and then just kind of ate it and swallowed it. And this is a dumb idea. It just sits like a brick of food in your stomach. And same with like macaroni and cheese. Try eating a bowl of macaroni and cheese without swallowing, or without swallowing. Yeah, try that. That's really hard. No, try doing that without chewing at all, and you will feel like you ate 10 bowls of macaroni and cheese. So if you're ever in a pinch for food money, That'll fill you up. Um, let's see here. Let's take a look at the tank. So while I was infirmed, I had a bit of a wild hair and decided to redo this tank a little bit. I moved a lot of the Anubius from other tanks, especially the African tanks where the cichlids. I haven't traditionally kept cichlids or even African fish for that matter, but lately I've been keeping some because of Lawrence and because of Kenny mostly. And basically, the Anubius came from those tanks, and so did the wood, which some of it, like, I don't know what happened to it. I guess it's got like brush fire marks or something on it. But I mean, my little phantom blue plecos coming out to say hi to you guys. Of course, during the live stream, the color's always bad. I don't know why they can't fix that, but it just doesn't ever stream in true color for me, and I don't know. I bought the best internet. The camera is totally capable of it. I just don't get it. Um, but yeah, so Deandra without CO2. I don't have any tips off. Sorry, I mean I honestly don't. Alan might, but I don't really know much about that plant, honestly. So I don't. Sorry, J Rock. If I did, I'd tell you though. Or Tom Barr might have some info on it on the Barr report. It is Halloween tomorrow in America, so the East Coast in like 4 hours or something like that. Yeah. It will then officially be Halloween. But in here, I moved those baby angels, the marbled. Well, they're actually black metallics, but this one's like marble blue because of the mom being Vanity. If you guys remember her, she's in the other room right now. And then I also got these fish, which they're a really interesting fish. They look like little Kogi Tetras, but they are not. And they're purple and violet, like a violet and blue color. And they're only like $3 a fish from the wet spot. And they have this beautiful blue, like navy blue line when they're in dim light, but when they're in bright light or when you're looking down at them, let's see if it shows up on the camera at all. They're really, and they're called Kogi Tetras is what they're called. And that's their Latin name also. But they're a really pretty one from Colombia, and they're just really pretty. I like them. Sometimes they're called purple tetras, but there's a couple fish with that name, so that's probably not the best nomenclature. Let's see here. Oh, it's Halloween in Australia already, huh? Yeah, that's right. What's up, Jake's Aquatics? Yes, I turned into a pumpkin in 2 hours. That is correct. My lemon, my big old 5 or 6 year old now. He's the first fish I bought from Aquatic Arts before I even worked with them. The big old lemon Pleco. He didn't have a name either. I was scared to name him. I thought everything would go down the tube when I named him, so I'd never named him. But him and his lady there, they have made one heck of a lot of babies over the years. Also, if you guys saw my video on my strain of guppies, they're not a secret anymore, so I can show them up close. And I've been talking with some guppy geneticists, and I hope to have some guys who are really, really well versed in guppy genetics, including a guy that I've been speaking with for a number of years, who's a professor of ichthyology. For a number of years, he said, "Oh, I'll come on sometime." But recently, he said, "Yeah, I know I've been saying that, but I really will come on." And so I'm hoping that happens soon, because he knew so much. And I've got another guppy strain to show you guys that's from Japan. That's pretty cool too. But in here you got the original, the rainbow tiger endlers, and then you've got the what I'm calling the patchwork endlers. And yes, I know they're not necessarily going to be true because there's one tiger endler in here with the females. Tiger endler came in here months after they'd already been with the females, the patchworks. So don't worry about it. But in theory, if they decided he was more fit evolutionarily, they could mate with him and use his DNA over the others. So there's a risk to it, but I'll be able to spot it pretty quickly, if that were to happen. And it's in their line anyways. All right, so the other tank, I had a sweet deal happen that I couldn't turn down because my original light, these two twin stars, I got these used from the wet spot, or not the wet spot, from Aquarium Zen in Seattle that has these on all their tanks, like their stock tanks even. Hey Dee Dee, thank you, welcome. Spelling of the species, I think it's Kogi, or is that right? Kogi? Corgi? Maybe it's Korgi. Now I'm doubting myself. Anyways, I'll do a species spotlight on them and get it all the info right. But they're a cool little tetra that I had years ago, and I didn't know the name of it, and then I saw them, and apparently I still don't know the name of it for sure. But yeah, they're usually inexpensive when they're around. They're always wild caught, and I bred a few of them unintentionally. And yeah, let's see, Jimmy P says, do guppies breed with mollies, platies, or swords? No, not that wait, yes, with one of those. Swords and with mollies. Well, actually, maybe they do breed with all of them, but there are muppies. But those are usually molly platies, I think, right? Or are they molly, platy, and guppy? I don't know if there's one that crosses in as viable so that it can have babies, or how that works. I honestly don't know. Yes, Dragon Lair, I have seen the colored neon endlers, the neon tetra-colored endlers. They're really cool. I love those. I would love to get a pair of those. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Oh, you're a travel agent. Right on. Maybe you can hook me up for the Triple Crown in Louisville and find me a place to stay. Rico, what's up, brother? Let's see here. Yeah, so do we have any live bear experts in here right now? Because I don't know what all live bears interbreed. I mean, there's mud guppies. There's, then there's also the other ones. Obviously, why am I spacing on their name? They're all over Florida. I own them. You guys probably have them. They're just plain color guppies. They're like silver guppies. And they put them out for mosquito control. They're called mosquito fish usually. Any case, those are they can interbreed with guppies, with Posilia wingii or reticulata or picta. Gambusia, thank you so much here, Fishy. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Pardon my brain. I'm still not right in the head after all the teeth they pulled out. I think they pulled a little bit of brain out with it too. But yeah, so also I've got a bunch of tannins I got from Aquatic Arts before they started listing these online. And what was cool was I actually happened to get some of these lotus pods, and some of the lotus pods had seeds in them still. So I don't know if they'll grow, but I planted the seeds in the substrate, so we'll see what happens. But they take like a week to soak enough to sink, and they're really cool in that like fish will feed in them and stuff. I'm actually going to do a tannin series with all this different stuff. This is jackfruit leaf, and then cinnamon leaf back here. So I'm just playing with different stuff that I haven't ever used before. But we have some really special fish in here, and I've never had these. I've never even seen these in Seattle for sale before. But these are the red and black darter tetras. They're actually more like a little killifish. Let's see if we can zoom in. Sorry, it's like right down where there's some algae where they're hiding. But they need a black, or they don't need it, but they're going to want a black water tank. And, yeah, we'll see if we can get them that. So we should get them that soon. Gambusia can't cross with any other live bearers? Really? Oh, well, my mistake. I didn't know that. Thank you, Dragon Lair. Who can cross with who? I know mud guppies can cross with one another, or with guppies. Endlers, obviously. And then Molly's, Platies, and Swordtails can all interbreed with each other. Yeah, I'd love to see a chart of that. Guppies breed with Mollies, Platies, but maybe sterile. Swords and Endlers are viable. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate the info. Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, that's something I don't know off the top of my head clearly, but I would like to revisit that concept. We should do a chart or like an episode on that where we see what's viable, because it's crazy the fish you can mix. I mean, there's fish from obviously Africa that you can mix with Central American fish, like the Mbuna cichlids. It's pretty crazy. But in any case, so in here, let's try to get a better shot of those guys, because what's so cool about these, they're probably hiding right here if they're doing what they've been doing the last week. Yeah. So I got some photos of these that I'll definitely share also. Still shots that have their color and everything showing. But we'll try to sneak it in here. Hey, T-Bone, how's it going, buddy? But in here, they've got this cool fin on the top, and I know it's not in focus and the glare. They've got this fin up top, and these little tetras look like a killifish body, kind of, or a neon tetra body, and then they have a beautiful dorsal fin array, and anal fin array that look like when you watch the Luminatus or the Gertrude pseudomagills. When you watch them spar or flare, they do the same thing. And they're called red or black and red darter tetras. So they had those at the wet spot too. So I got some of those, obviously wild caught. And they have these beautiful little jewels on their side. So they got these little blue spots that are really lovely on them. Also, you can see that the CO2 is flowing in this tank again. You guys probably remember when I came back from Oregon, there was algae, there was blackbeard algae, there was cyano, there was all sorts of stuff. There's cyano that just came back, but we kind of fought back almost all the algae. A little bit of blackbeard still left on this one plant, which I've noticed seems to get it for some reason. I don't know why in particular it gets it. But what happened is we were growing out all these plants in here, including carpeting plants, which were tucked under the substrate. And so there was too much bio mass accumulated. So basically, it was just too much dead leaf and melting too quickly, which starts a chain reaction, which then can feed the algae with phosphates and nitrates. So that's basically what happened. So I just needed to do a whole bunch of water changes, and that kept things in control. But I did get a couple plants from a friend that I swapped with, but we've got a Limnophilia aromatica mini, which I always love, and it's got a nice purple lavender color underneath, which I don't know if you can see or not. Oh, but what I was going to tell you about this light. So I got this light for $84. It's usually like a $230 light because it's the old series. And if you go to uns.com or boostplant.com, they have some of the old Twin Star lights that were returned or that the box was busted or damaged. But the light itself is still fine. And they were selling them for basically cost, like cheaper than you'd get them wholesale as a store. So I picked one up. Yeah, I happened to see that, and I picked one up. I couldn't pass it by. $84 for a Twin Star 600. So I got that, and I'm happy I got that. Also, some of the baby Pleco fry are just chilling, so just thought I'd point that out. And then also we got some rummy nose rasboras. So I want to, even though Lake Inlay has hardly any plants in it other than agricultural plants, this tank will likely be a Lake Inlay clear water biotope, and then we'll probably change it to that, but with not really biotope plant-wise, but just the species of fish. We're going to do all lake inlay. And then we've got the red-tail inlay loaches, the rosy loaches, and we've got CPDs, erythromicrons, and gobies that are found in Myanmar in the Wa and Shan region. So there's that. Hey, Susan, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome back, my friend, to the show that never ends. Come inside, come inside. And then, oh, this was kind of a fun one. I forgot I had this. When I cleaned the tank, I found it. But it's a giant moss. It's a giant Pila moss. And it's just big. That's one little frond of it. And next to my finger, compared to a normal moss, that's enormous. So that's kind of fun, but it gets algae pretty easily too. So there's that. And then this tank, I've been giving it CO2 for 4 hours a day. That's it, and then light for 8 hours a day. Also, the Ludwigia Xlicustris, which is a natural hybrid that occurs on the East Coast. That's one of my favorite plants. If you watch, you know. But that's been growing really cool. It's getting nice bronze, orange, and copper with yellow and green down lower. But it just looks really cool in the tank when you get like a Dutch style arrangement of it. And the light's high enough in this tank, as well as the CO2 and the fertilizer. I've got the Limnophilia hippodroids here from Jason's redfish bluefish from about 6 months ago. We've also got Crypt Bolognese, or I don't know how you say it, Balnesia. I've always said bolognese for some reason, like a bolognese sauce. I don't know, it's totally wrong probably, but it looks kind of cool. It's like a really dark plant because, like I was saying a few weeks ago, I want to do an aquascape that is all dark. So I want to use like this plant. This is a really pretty one that's red. So I want to do red, dark green, pink, and purple plants only. So like, or bronze, or I guess would work. But like, so this could be in there. Also, another plant that's super underrated, and I know the colors aren't coming out here, so I'll post some pictures online. But Potamogeton gayi is one I don't see in tissue cultures very often. And this is just a little grass, but it is a beautiful plant in that you get that gold line down the center, and it's either silver, gold, lime green, or bronze, copper color. And then the top of the plant, if you give it light, it'll grow so that it's either red or bronze or copper. And then each level, each leaf on the same side alternates. So you'll get, this one's like a metallic green. This one's a copper color. The next one down is a lime green and a forest green. And they kind of grow in this kind of cool formation that's like right, left, right, left, right, left, with only one frond at each one. Now let me show you the low-tech version of it, because it's also kind of interesting low-tech too. And here's another one of those Crypt Bolognese. Let's try to see if we can... You can kind of see the color there. It's pretty accurate to what that real color is. It's got this red metallic stripe in the middle. Alright. Need a sip of this. Hold on, guys. Oh, man. I need to learn without bottom teeth. When you sip things, it comes spilling out of your mouth very easily. Alright. CPDs and Emerald Dwarf Rasboras will hybridize. In fact, I have a hybrid of them in my tank in the other room, which we're about to go to. Yeah, they will. Let's see here. Alright, do we have any, Hey, Dragon Lair, can you bounce if you didn't already? Oh, you did. Thank you so much, Dragon Lair. I don't know how we're getting porn ads in here, but thank you. And T-Bone, thank you so much, buddy. One day I will have a beautiful planted tank. I believe you. I believe you. So yeah. It's, you know, it's a whole other facet of the hobby. And for me, like, I kept fish, guppies and stuff for a long time, and then, you know, off and on didn't really have some fish for a while. And then when I got into the hobby full speed again, I decided that I was gonna like just focus on plants. And so, even though from the start I really didn't think plants were that interesting, but I thought they looked cool. Um, and so, from the start, I wasn't that into them. But over time, I've really come to love them. So, and then let's get this guy warming up, because we have another cool species in here. And somebody in here, I bet Patrick or somebody will know the name of these guys, Latin, but I don't know for sure. These are a Cuban, supposedly, species right here. These two. That guy, the yellow one that's running away, and this female that's got the silver stripes on her side. They look just like guppies. Blue eyes. I mean, they kind of look like Medaka rice fish, too, honestly. But they're a Cuban live bearer, and they look like the metallic live bearers that I've heard of before. But check out the male. That's the female. So she's got stripes, which is unusual for a live bear, for the female to have, other than the least killies that I've seen. The wild ones just generally don't have much of a pattern. But let's get the male over here. He's got bright, bright yellow all over his belly and face, and this is their wild type. And then he's got kind of iridescent pearl flakes up top. So I'm really excited to have these. And I got them from Steve Waldron, who writes for Amazonas. He owns Aquarium Zen in Seattle. And he's definitely a fish and plant nerd. So he has his connections. You know, he did the aquascape at Amazon's biospheres and stuff. He's definitely a guy who knows guys. And he managed to get those yellow live bears. Yellow metallic Cuban live bears is what they're called. Yellow-bellied Cuban metallic live bears. But I haven't been able to confirm what they are for sure, like their Latin name. They could be one of 3 different things. So, but I'm very curious what they are. Dragon lair. You think they're a Gambusia species? Okay. They are not the Cuban Lamias. No, but I do like those. Those are cool. So I moved Jackson Pollock, Fish Stick, and then Rose. I moved them into this tank. This is a little bit harder water. The pH is about 7.4 or 7.5. And I also put the CPDs in here. People don't realize that CPDs actually can live in pretty high mineral water. They just don't want the pH to be super high. About 7.4 or 7.5 is probably the higher end of where I think you'd want to keep it. Someone might argue with you. But, yeah, so the CPDs are in here. Seattle is definitely not an aquarist capital. But there are a few of us that are hardcore. You know, in the clubs and stuff, there's a few of us that are very obsessive people. And some of them have been doing it for an entire lifetime. But you'll find that anywhere if you dig hard enough. But it's interesting. I still meet people in this area that are like, oh, I don't belong to any clubs or anything, but I've got 90 fish tanks. And they don't know anybody, but they've got all these crazy fish that they've traded by writing letter correspondence, you know, like old school mail, like snail mail. Also, another incredibly cool fish that I just got because of Shanna 503 Aquatics, who such a great time on when I was healing up Saturday morning cartoons. Come back, little guppy. So this is a Jinja sulpharis, which Jinja or Jenga, I don't know, whatever. Jenga, I've heard it pronounced both ways. But the Jinja rubris or Jinga rubris is the red version of this, but they really look more like tie-dye. This one's pretty skittish. I don't know why necessarily. He came in skittish. But I got this from Vinay at Color Guppies as a prize on Saturday morning cartoons for a giveaway, and I haven't been happier to win a prize in so long. These guys have a really prestigious heritage genetically. They are Kenjiro Tanaka, who also did the blue swordtail Japanese endlers or Japanese guppies, whatever you want to call them. They're a hybrid. He also did the all green emerald guppies back in the 90s. And this is just not giving it justice. But if you Google Ginga Guppy, there's a bunch of varieties of them now, but it's a specific gene. The Jinga or Jinja gene is a phenotype, and they're not so specific in that they. Sorry, I just got duckweed down my throat. Sorry. But yeah, these guys here are they have the yellow gene, and they have the gene in guppies, which makes them teeny tiny bodied, and it makes the females tiny also. So it's not like a pygmy gene in a complete way or anything either, but it gives them a very much Endler looking body. And I actually have more over here. I split them up because I didn't want anything to happen. But there you can kind of see the iridescence and color. They have layers of snake skin, spots, stripes, and then they have a blonde gene. Well, these ones have the yellow and the blonde. And the females, their gravid spot is bright orange or yellow. And they kind of look like pearl Madakas. Or platinum Madakas, the females, honestly. And then the males, as you can see, are little showboats full of iridescent color. And so every guppy comes out with a different pattern. They're not like a set pattern strain. They are a set color combo strain. And like their belly and their dorsal fin is guaranteed to have a dot and then either red, yellow, or orange, and then their belly will match. And then they'll have either tiger stripes or snake skin. They can have lyre tails. They can have spade tails. So they can have any of the smaller body frame tails too, which is just really cool. So I'm really excited to have these, and I hope to keep them true and breed those out also. I haven't really had any higher end guppies or live bears in a while, and now I've had 2 fall into my ownership. Hey T-Bone, no problem, man. Thank you for all your knowledge, Alex. Thank you for the support for so long, obviously for membership too, but I mean for longer than that, just for like supporting the channel, for watching, for talking, for teaching me stuff. I just really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Yeah. Craig, welcome. Collaborations of Curiosity, welcome. John Larson, what up? Misfits, how's it going? Hey, this is new. Heck yeah, 1 year. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting us for 1 year, man. I am feeling better, thank you. You can watch the first Skippers, hello. You can watch the first part where I gripe about teeth and get all emotional and say, don't judge teeth, or whatever. Yeah. I go over that. But we're past that now. Now we're on to fish. Cryptocorn? Actually, I don't know that crypt very well either. Man, you guys are getting me today. I take it it's a crypt that looks like an Aponigeton? I don't know. I don't know that one. They didn't say, like... Yeah, I don't know that one. I'm sorry. I can't help you. Man, double stumped on the plants today. Maybe Bentley Pasco might have an idea. I mean, I could have an idea by next time we talk. I'll just look it up, but I just don't have that handy. So this tank, we sunk the Lotus Pod, and what's cool is this tank has scuds in it and seed shrimp because of the little the dragon gobies from Indonesia that live under the substrate like tremor worms, and you guys have seen them hunt probably. If not, I've got videos of it, but they hang out. I'm trying to see if I can find one right now. And then obviously we have the Cerufus gobies. We have the neon blue and the neon yellow, all Siphodon species of gobies hanging out in here. I moved the pencilfish in here, the Bickford's pencilfish, and the Tin Winnie Danios, just as a holding place. I'm going to breed the Tin Winnies in a month or so. But then the Valenti or Valentini, Rainbow Chocolate, Samurai Chocolate Gouramis, these guys, I got more at the wet spot when I was down there for Fishtoberfest. And they were down in here hanging out, but now they're up here. And the water parameter I changed was... this tank, like I said, has harder water, 7.5 pH, and like TDS of 300 or something. This has a TDS of 90 and a pH of 6.8. So these Gouramis perked up, colored up, and got a lot happier in this water. So I don't know if that's true with all the Samurai Gouramis, but they're happier. Now, they are bubble nesters that then transfer to mouth brooding, which is kind of unusual. See those pouches in the males on their throat? They have like an actual pouch that's striped, and it expands like a pelican on them. And so that's where you can see on this one. You can see his pouch there. But sometimes when they're showing off for the females, they'll kind of do what frogs do with their little dewlaps or their throats, and they'll like blow it out and show it off. But they don't do that very often. So, in any case, this tank, kind of a weird assortment right now, I get that. But the Pseudomagil luminatus, and I know that it's dirty, I'm sorry. The Pseudomagil luminatus and the pencilfish, perfect companions. I mean, if you're ever low on one, they'll school together, they socialize together, they even kind of flirt together, do their little show-offy things together. So that was a really good choice. I didn't expect that they would get along like they do, but they're getting along great. Those are little Tin Winnie Danios, obviously. Now, the other fish that I have that are brand new in here are these ones that Ian was talking about from Atkins Nature Aquariums channel. And these are, they're kind of like little cribs, like in appearance, but they are a cichlid from Guyana, and they're from a little town in the middle of nowhere, and they aren't super colorful yet in my tank, but they do have this iridescence that's really pretty. I've got some pictures of it, and they haven't gotten into mating mode yet at all. They've only been here a few days, but there's two of them. And these are the Enigmatochromis Lucanza. That's what these are. Pseudomagil luminatus are an incredible fish in that when they're little, they're kind of cool. But when they get full grown and the males are showing off, I mean, they can be beet red, blood red, and blue at the same time. I'm like, how? How are you blue and red at the same time? And then they can also do some pretty cool stuff with putting up their fins and circling one another and all that. But yeah, they're getting along great with the Bickford. Hey, Liquid Zoo. Now, I want to see if we can get the male to show, because I don't even know where he is right now. Or that is the male. Where's the female then? So that's the male Lukansai Enigmatochromis. But I'm wondering if they actually... Maybe they're in one of the caves, which would be a good start. They're technically shelf or cave spawners, But apparently shelves are where they like to spawn more. Now this fish is pretty new, as far as being in the hobby. It doesn't look new. I mean, it looks like a lot of the other little cichlids out of Africa, but it is the smallest of them, of the little dwarf cichlids out of Africa, in that it is about 2.5 inches fully grown. So that's kind of cool. It's like a crib that doesn't get crib size. I also put a bunch of bamboo leaves in here and other stuff, so I don't know where the other one is hiding. But this tank gets its water changed a lot. And, oh yeah, those gouramis like hanging out underneath this floating bamboo leaf. I never thought about using bamboo leaf. I don't know why, but I just never crossed my mind. But they really do like it quite a bit. So good call on Aquatic Arts. It comes in these giant packs. Check this out. So it says 2 ounce, but it's a ginormous amount of material. Look at all that. And I only floated a little layer of all of that. Yeah, exactly. They used to be called Frodo or Photo Pelvicochromis or Photo Cribs or Bluefin Freya Cribs. They've had a lot of different names, but thank you, Alishon. Yeah, they've had different names over the years, but they've been kind of hard to find, at least in our area. So I'm excited that they're around. A little perturbed where the female is. She might be behind that rock, actually. They are a little shy. And now I've kicked up all the sand in here. So we'll probably go to another tank now. Unless, is she under this leaf? Or is she under the lotus pod? No, but the Sultan Pleco is. Again, this Sultan Pleco is almost 3 years old, and it's still only 2 inches long. I don't know if I've stunted it having it in 20 breeders or what the deal is, but probably. That's probably the deal. I probably just came up with the deal right now. But yeah. Then, what else is going on? Also, the little amber barbs are good. These are more of the Bickfordi pencilfish that I spawned in the community tank when it was all overgrown. So they're growing out well. Then we have a mama half-beak. This is a golden half-beak, wrestling half-beak. Oh, she might have laid her egg, or had her babies. She doesn't look pregnant anymore. Let me see if I can see any baby half-beaks hanging out on the surface. Hard to see right now. But she had a big old belly, and I don't see her belly anymore. So I'm guessing she gave birth. It's probably time to take her out of here. But yeah, this is just another tank with shrimp, and then these little teeny. These are one of the smallest fish in the hobby. Those dwarf amber barbs. People call them ember, like with an E, or amber. Either one seems to fly. But if you look up amber barb, you'll find there's another fish in the hobby that gets called that frequently. So I think ember is probably a better name. That's probably why that started. But I've got 9 of them, and I really, yes, half-beaks are the worst parents I've ever seen of live bears. I mean, they will eat, the mom will, like, have a baby and turn around and eat it. Like, as she's finishing giving birth, because the babies are, like, kind of long. And, yeah, they're terrible, terrible parents. I agree. And so I need to, like, she may have already eaten the babies, for all I know. She may have only had 3 to 5, you know. Sometimes they have small batches. Other times they'll have, like, up to 20 babies. But her belly's no longer big, so I'm literally going to grab her right now out of here. And we're going to move her back to the main colony, and we'll see later. I'll tell you guys later if she had a baby. I still don't think that I've done a species spotlight on the half-beak. I don't know why. They're really fascinating, but I just don't think I've gotten to it. Here, come out. And we got another leaf with it. So, see here. Let's see here. Ah, Skeletor. Man, I've got so much hornwort growing in here. It's the Foxtail Red Hornwort, so I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll keep that, it's pretty. But it can be very, very nice red color and very dense. I'm trying to find a piece that is that nice red color. I think I've sold most of their dense red stuff, because it takes a little while to get dense and red. But you can kind of see where it goes bronze, and then it goes all the way to a true red. But we've got enough of it floating around here. Also, my onion plant bulbs grew, and by floating them, they split up like garlic, and every little fork in them broke open and started its own plant, and then drifted apart, which I wasn't aware they did that. This Aponigeton. Also, here's a little baby half-beak. I mean, not a baby, but these are some of the babies from maybe 4 months ago. Whereas the adults, here, let's look at the adults. The adults are bigger. There's the adults. And this tank has also been a bizarre one in that we've got the blue lip buffalo head cichlids back in the cave. There's one. And then we've got the Gertrude Aru2, which Gary Lang brought back, but now they're all over the hobby. But we've got, yeah, the Gertrude Aru2 Pseudomagills, which they show off all the time. They're really fun. They dance with each other all the time. So do the Furcatas. If you want a rainbow or a Pseudomagill, we used to call them mini rainbow fish. Now they're not. What are you doing, Mr. Marmoraid? He's like wrapped up in the duckweed doing something weird. What are you doing? Just chilling upside down. I mean, not floating upside down, but he's like chilling on the heater. His back tail is caught completely in duckweed, or in hornwort. Come on, buddy. Come on. Alright. So, and then I also got a Bumblebee Catfish, which I'll never see again. And I knew that, but I wanted an African catfish in here. And also the barbs are now in here, the fire barbs. They've lost a lot of their fire now that we've got the blue lip buffalo head cichlids in here. Because the buffalo head cichlids are pretty rowdy. I mean, they're pretty pushy. They kind of just do whatever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want. And also, you can see, I started with 4 of these guys. These are the ones from Aquatic Arts, is where I got these. But they happen to have the Aru2 line, which I believe a lot of people do now. Like, I think most of the pet industry, if you get them from not a breeder, but if you get them from a store, like Seagrest or something, I think Gary Lang brought them to there as well. I might be mistaken, but that white with the black dots on it is pretty signature of the Aru Island form of the Gertrude, whereas some other ones have like a soft blue color, some of them don't have as big of finnage, and some of them don't have the little anal fin, paired fin trailer things. But they've just been kind of replicating, not duplicating. But here comes, so the buffalo head cichlids are guarding that little fake rock structure, and they're guarding it. That's a female, I think. Hard to tell for sure, but the chain link pattern is different than the biggest buffalo head is a big old bruiser that's about 6 inches long probably, and I'm sure he's underneath all this hornwort. Let's see here. Let's see if he'll come around. And here comes some of the other little buffalo heads, but I've also got buffalo head cichlids in another tank too. So hold on, let's see here. PJP, one more thing before I go. It was my birthday this week, and my Betta hoodie from Alex's merch line arrived. Oh, right on. thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Let me know how the hoodie is. If I offer something, I want to try it out and know how it is. But unfortunately, the way Teespring works, you make one color, one size, one cut, and then one pattern. And then instead of just having, okay, so that same hoodie will come in every color, they they screw it. They're screwy with it, and that's not how it works. So I don't know for sure. What are you doing, Warmerid? You're going nuts. He's like, whatever. He's going crazy with his little electrical backflip spinny deal right now, chasing his own tail. I have to say, the Mormorids are one of the most interesting fish I've ever kept. I don't know what they're doing half the time. They look like they have a brain and they're thinking about what they're doing. But yeah. Oh, no problem. Okay, it's awesome. Looks sharp in navy. I said while we were waiting that I wore it to the LFS and got several compliments. Oh, right on. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm honored, flattered. So here's all the pond fish, by the way. I got a light at Lowe's for $9.99. It's 3 feet long. Let's see how good that is. I'm pretty sure it's just going to grow massive amounts of algae. It's probably a terrible light. But my barbs, my rosy barbs are in here. And then what do we have in here? Oh, more half-beak babies, of course. Half-beaks are chilling up there. And then my bettas, check out, some of them are kind of getting interesting. I don't know. We got some weird genes going on in here. So the bettas are, yeah, they're coming out pretty interesting gene-wise. There's, some are looking like wild bettas, like this little one. So they really don't grow at the same rate ever. These two look like straight up wild bettas. I mean, I think it's just because they're females. But some of the other ones look very, like this has a little bit of yellow and red in the, like a Nemo pattern with the blue eyes. But, oh look, it's chasing my finger. But, yeah, so there's a dozen bettas in there that are still 1.25 inches long or so from earlier. And then that's the Guppy works up there that's going on. But the other news is the minima and the well, never mind. Well, they're not even out, so I don't know where they. Well, one is. Let's see. Can we even see it? So this is the wild Guppy tank, but I don't think we're gonna get a good shot of it right now with the glare. So I don't want to tease you. I'll get some good shots later. What we can get a good shot of right now are these bad boys. Mick, are you on here, sir? Mick, would you like to tell everyone what this lovely little fish is? The color's awful on a live stream. But that is a lavender dorsal fin, a lavender caudal fin, green on the end of the dorsal fin, like a lime green, and then metallic blue and sky blue or periwinkle blue on the rest of the fish. With some white on the belly and orange eyes. Now this is an Apisto. This is a male. We've got another male over here. They both have a set of caves. And they're not showing it right now. But yes, they're trifasciata. And they have some Dutch name. Rot something or other. Rot. Like, looks like Rotterdam. But I can't remember what it is. But they're I don't know, some variety that happened to be at the local store, and they were only $12 a piece, and they were in pairs. Yeah, they are the trifasciata Apistogramma, but they look real pretty to me. So they've got this tank, other than a few gobies and some kuliloches and a lot of shrimp, which they're already eating very quickly. This is where I took the angelfish out of. So this is really soft water. This is like 100 TDS with a pH of like 6.4. So hopefully they do okay. See, there's a Kaliloch right there. Also, Kenny's Jewel Turcanas are doing great. They're big old fatties. Hey, Jeff, welcome to the Secret Supporter. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. You make the wheels go round. You make more fish happen. Also, the split fin butterfly Goodyids, they're becoming more mature. These are the ones I got at the fish auction at our local fish club about 2 months ago. And they're in there with the pea puffers still, and they're all still getting along, even though some of these Goodyids are like over 2 inches now, like that one there. They're still getting along with the little pea puffers. So I'm happy about that. These guys don't get along with anything. They want to kill everyone, including all the plants in their tank. They literally ripped Aponegitans apart. Like, see that leaf in the corner? They ripped it off that center plant. It cracks me up. And he just spit out another piece of a leaf. Or duckweed or something. I don't know. Kenny said he hadn't had his go crazy on the plants. But I think is what he said. But there's these two big bruisers. And they will rip apart plants. It's like they think they want to fight or something. I don't know if they're just insane and they see something and they're just like, fight. But then now I kind of have this tank pretty open again. We've got the 5 banded barbs or 8 banded barbs. I don't know. They're a multi-banded barb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barbs. Yes, or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you count the nose. So they probably are the 8 banded ones. I've forgotten already, but they're an African one. And then we've got the great little GoldenEye Dwarf Cichlids. If you guys recall, when I got them from the wet spot, they had ick, and the whole tank got ick. And, yeah. So, the multi-barred loaches over there from Lake Inle / Thailand, hey, they're swimming towards us. That was weird. They're really shy, usually. They're doing good too. Like I was saying before, they've spawned in this tank. There's some babies in here, like right there. And then there's some big old adults that are like 3 inches probably now. And I don't know how I got them to spawn. There's no filter running in here. Nothing. It got clogged up. And then everybody seemed to be doing better, if not... seemed to be doing fine, if not better. So I just let it be. I've got a strong light on, and these plants will pearl. So I think they're getting enough oxygen from the actual plants. Now here's a young little buffalo head cichlid. Because I got 2 in there that I got from Fishtoberfest. And look at this pretty boy. So I found out a trick on this fish here, which is the Malungu Enterochromis, the mouth brooder from Lake Victoria and the drainages around there. But these are a type of haplochromis, but we don't have a scientific name, so they get called Enterochromis. Cool colors though, yellow, green. Look at those orange dots on their anal fin. And this guy's probably 7 or 8 inches long. He's taken up the 40 breeder. But the whole reason he colored up so well, vanity. That was my last of the blue lines, other than that baby metallic marble mix, of the Turkish blue angels I got from Aquatic Arts 5 years ago. And I got a smoky chocolate, if you guys remember. Anybody, for a million made up points, what was my favorite angelfish's name? But he had vanity, and she's still alive. She's huge. She's like bulky as all get out. She won't pair off with anybody that I've tried to pair off with. And then these are the ladies of the group. And she's the dominant lady. She's got yellow and green all over, compared to a male who's got the blue lips. Sergio, that's right, Ian. Thank you. So that's all that's left of Sergio's bloodline. That was actually it's a twisted world, like the Uh, the Live Bear Mosh Pit song Stephen P made, they hook up with their mothers and brothers and fathers and daughters. It's all gross and stuff. It's a Live Bear Mosh Pit. Well, same is true with these angelfish, unfortunately. So Vanity is actually Sergio's daughter, and then had babies with Sergio because he killed all the other people, or all the other people. I've been spending too much time with fish. All the other females that he ever encountered until he met Vanity, who was his daughter, who got to hang out in the tank for that sheer reason that she was his offspring and just wasn't big enough yet. And then when I tried to take the babies out, he got really defensive, so I left 2 in. And that's where those 2 female blues came from, was that line. Originally their mother bred with Sergio. Anyways, history of the channel stuff. But in this little tank, this is the little colony breeding tank with no filter, no heater. It's just 70 degrees on the floor in the room. And I said no filter, but it's really, technically there's a sponge filter in here. But it's not really doing much of anything. That's what it's doing. It's basically just staying cycled. That's all I wanted it to do. But we've got some shrimp in there, some snails in there. And I wanted these shrimp in here, these pregnant Malawa shrimp, see them? I put them in here so that the babies would have food, and so that the adults would have some food too. But we've got up here, we've got some really tiny, I don't know if you guys will even see these, really tiny fish that are CPD brand new fry that just hatched again. Now there's the fry in the back you can see that are obvious. See them? Those are CPDs also. Celestial Pearl Danios. But there's also these little teeny tiny ones that I don't think I can get to focus, and they're clear anyways. They're only about 2 days old. But they're hanging out right at the top here. And then we've also got the kissing gourami, or the paradise fish. We've got their offspring. This duckweed I cleared like 4 days ago, and it's already back. The water sprite looks great though. Love how that grows up at the top. Let's move some of the duckweed, shall we? Duckweed ruins my world. So yeah, then we've got they're growing real slow. But these are the Gouramis here. So, but they're all over. I mean, there's little albino Gouramis all over the place in this tank. I just, used my hand to scoot everything aside. So they'll probably come to the surface when I feed them baby brine shrimp later tonight. But in the meantime, there's more hanging out here. And some of them are big enough now where they've got like bellies and eyes and side fins and all that stuff. But some are still not really growing. Like this little guy right here, he just looks like a tadpole. He's got no pectoral fins even that I can see. I mean, he probably does, but they're teeny tiny. So yeah. Hey, Zach's Fish Journey, what's up, man? Oh yeah, here's a low-tech version of that same crypt that we saw. Remember how it was metallic red in the center of it in my other tank? Well, not so much here. This is the low-tech version. This is the dollar store version in low-tech gravel, but there is aqua soil under the gravel. That, and there's a bunch of these little teeny fry of every kind. There's 3 different types of fry in here. And they're just hanging out down low. So like if I hold it down here, usually you'll see like there's one on that leaf right there, right in front of us. There's also all these little shrimp too. So I think I should put some more adults in here to feed off these shrimp for a while and move as many of the fry as I can catch that are growing quickly. Because I'd rather have quick growing, a line of CPDs that grow to adulthood quickly. That's one problem I've had with nano fish, is how to make it that profitable with the time it takes to grow them to a size where people are happy. And CPDs, I've been seeing them at stores at just ridiculously small sizes, and I'd rather get them to like an inch long and sell them at that point than to sell the like little teeny dots that have tails. Um, so yeah. Anyways, there's that tank. It's chilling. And then these guys, ever since I put that angelfish in here, he's been guarding this corner. And they are mouth brooders. They'll lay eggs, then they'll mouth brood. And they will pass off between male and female, apparently. In this case, I think it was Lawrence who told me, or somebody at his house. I don't recall off the top of my head, but apparently they can like pass off the baby. Like they could have he got some from the mouth of a female, but apparently sometimes the male can have them because the female gets scared, lets them out of her mouth. He'll swoop them up and then move on, and then he doesn't want to relinquish it afterwards. But the crazy thing is he's colored up into these beautiful breeding colors 24/7 ever since she's been in the tank. And he goes up and he does dances for her, and he just beats up on his own species. So I guess he thinks he's an angelfish. I don't know. So there's that. But, oh, here we go. Here's the little female up here of the Enigmatochromis Lucanza. And they actually have a nice blue color to them. The male's right back under there. They're just really shy. They know it's a camera. They're really smart. I've watched them pick up little stones and rocks, and they're hunting all the scuds in the tank too. And so what they'll do is they'll wait for the little dragon gobies to knock the scuds out from these little cracks that they can't get into. And when they come running out, the dragon gobies come chasing. They're waiting back there, and they just shoot out. There's a dragon goby right there. Seriously, guys, tremors. That's a dragon goby. Look, he's like hiding in their hut. At first, honestly, these dragon gobies didn't hide all the way under the sand that well. It's like they'd been caught, and that maybe at Aquatic Arts they didn't have like fine sand or something. But as soon as they got this pool filter sand, they learned to burrow like crazy. And we'll uncover... Oh, never mind. Boy, he didn't like that. Usually they don't care. But we'll uncover him. He'll come shooting back down. And then they'll just bury themselves again in like half a second. It's crazy how good they are at that. They're such a cool fish. Those are the Schismatogobius amapluvilosa. Such a long name. But yeah, so in any case, they rile up the seed shrimp and other stuff, and then they get chased by those lovely new little cichlids. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. Also, I've got another guppy project. Of course, I can't stop at one. So there's something going on here, but just wait. I probably won't tell anyone about that for months and months and months. And then I'll surprise you guys with something. That's kind of how I am with the guppies and endlers. You know, Craig, what's a bummer is that a lot of the strains of CPDs are just awful right now. The genetics are terrible. In Asia, they got them from the war-torn region of Myanmar, in the Shan region of Myanmar, which is tribal warfare off all the time. Plus, it's also called the Golden Triangle of illegal narcotics, and it's just known as a rough area. Like, you have to get tribal permission to go there, blah blah blah. And oh really? The Harold Schultzii trifasciata. Interesting. That's cool, Mick. Thank you. That will help me with some research when I do a species spotlight on them. Blue Phantom Pleco is just strutting his stuff tonight. I guess he just wants attention. I've noticed, though, that since I have something to mimic his colors, that charcoaly piece of wood here, he's been on it. He's been hanging out there. So the fact that it's wood helps, but the fact that it's also got this kind of blue reflection from the light also really helps too. So, and just to quickly remind you guys again, oh, and we can see, of course we can't. We can see the little darters again if we can see them. But that crypt, the high-tech version, where we just saw the low-tech version, the high-tech version has that red metallic line in the center. So CO2 really does do wonders, as well as, you know, you have to have a fertilizing regime of some sort. You can use fish, and that's fine, but to bring out certain colors, that's also why I'm introducing some tannins, is because some of these tannins also have, or some of these botanicals rather, have for the pigment in their blooms can tell you what natural colors they have in pigmentation. So natural deep crimson reds or blues or purples, those are going to have xanthophylls. They're also going to have athaskin. They're going to have carotene. They're going to have beta carotene. And a lot of those things, yes, they can help your fish get brighter reds or bluer blues. But they can also really help your plants because all pigmentation of blues, there's very few. There's a butterfly that has its own pigmentation on the wings that has blue wings, but other than that, there aren't that many species in nature that have blue. So they all have the anthotaskin stuff going on, and the let's see here. Alex, aren't blue phantoms a dwarf species of Pleco? Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, I don't know if they're technically a dwarf species, but they definitely don't get big. They get that big at the biggest I've ever seen them. And when they get wild caught at the wet spot, they're maybe 4.5 inches long, something like that. The males. But they're pretty comparable to like Ancestris cirrhosis or the bristlenose, bushy nose plecos. They're even smaller than that, though. I'd say like they're a starlight or an orange seam or the gold nugget pleco or the leopard frog, a true zebra pleco. All those the peclotia, however you want to say it, and the little phantoms, the phantom green, phantom blue, and the sultan. Those are all gonna be really small, but they do eat meat. They're either omnivorous or they are carnivorous. A lot of the smaller ones. So this one needs wood, meat, and plants. Bristlenose need wood and plants, and they tend to like some protein as well, obviously, but it can be supplemented by plants and nuts and things like that in their environment that fall into the water, but and algae and duckweed. But yeah, they'd rather not. They'd rather live off something else. So yeah, that's what's going on in the tanks, though. But I have to say, guys, my mouth gets tired talking right now still. So I'm going to wrap up this video like a Christmas ham or turkey, if you will. And thanks for joining me, guys. I know it was kind of just an update, kind of a little show and tell of and a going over again what we kind of already talked about. But yeah, I should be getting into making videos again too. I had some videos that I could have shared with you guys while the last nine days or whatever, but I just didn't feel like they were that good, and I felt like I don't know. I just wanted to do something new. So I figured I put some articles up about Bettas in the community stream also. So members, check those out. And even non-members, I put up some info too. But, oh, interesting. Mick says, Trifasciata are polygamous, infamous for aggression. Yeah. But if feeding fem, okay, keeping lots of hiding places, avoid large What's that? Water? Oh, water changes. Oh, if you don't want some action. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Mick. You are my Apisto go-to, that's for sure. So, yeah, back to real life, everybody. So I'll be hopping back in. Fish news you can use is probably going to be the next live stream, by the way. So that'll Tuesday. We'll probably do that, which will be all a roundup of the last month and a half science articles that I think are interesting about freshwater fish. So yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for all the support through all of this. It really has made a world of difference in my emotions and my physical recovery speed. I thought it was going to be longer than this, honestly. And as much as like this is going to cause my mouth to really hurt afterwards, like it was so worth it just to come and chat with you guys again and hang out. And we'll try to do some like scenario stuff soon too. I want to do more of that where, if you guys have a problem or something that's going on that's a mystery in the tank, where we can kind of try to like piece out, like suss out what's going on in your tank, and maybe help others in the process too by like, going over some fundamentals and so forth. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for spending the night with me. That sounded interesting. Spending the evening with me. Have a great Halloween if you're a witch or a Wiccan or Satanist. No, they don't probably celebrate Halloween. They probably think that's like plebeian or something. But have a nice Halloween if you're all of you. I don't care what country you're in. Have a good Halloween. All right, guys, take it easy. And thank you, lurkers. Thank you, replay gang. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, super chatters and members. Thank you, mods, for stopping the porn. What? WTF? What? Yeah, I want to know what's up, why that's a YouTube thing now all the time. But I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun watching the AQUASHELLA coverage, or have fun, be safe, get cool stuff, show it on your channel, and I'll be watching, guys. All right, take care and have an awesome night. Bye.